as the T-Man. He has many faces. Do not be like the T-Man. Don't fall for his lies and deceptions. Build your own game engine.
Alright, what's up ladies and gentlemen, FF Dev here, and I'm bringing you some more content in Devlog 1. Alright, so I worked on the entity component system. Let's take a look. I had to change some things around to get this working. This is the header file. It's really similar to the shape component, except it has a sprite and a texture that can be utilized. Also has a file path, which I'm not sure if I actually use that or not, I'll have to look, and a sprite scale. Another thing that I added, this was going to be a really short devlog, is because in C++ there's not a really good way to create a random number within a range. So I used the random device here from the standard namespace. And I created a function to get the random integer range, and I'll show you how it works here. And I'll be adding more stuff to this as well, like where you can generate random floats and stuff as the need arises. And this is basically the function. You pass in your low number, your high number, and we return the return value, and then we use the standard namespace, the uniform int distribution. And then we call it random calc, low num, high num, and then we assign it to a return value, then plug in our random device, then we return it at the end. That's pretty much all I did here. And I created another game. Let's look in the engine. In this game that I created, you gotta dodge bombs falling from the top of the screen. So on that, I'll show you how I initialize the bomb using the new constructor. Alright, so using the entity component, this is how I initialized our player. We put where we wanted our player to be initially. Here's the file path to load the sprite, and this is the move speed, which I just have conveniently as a parameter of sprites, which can be used. And then for the bomb, we used the blank constructor for the entity component. We created it in an array. And I'll show you here how we did that. So then I created a for loop to initialize it, and we set the sprite there, and then we used a random generator that we added to give it an X position and Y position to spawn it initially, and to set its move speed between 200 and 1000, and then we used our set position to initialize it for the first time on where it's at. And it's pretty similar to the other game on some of the controls, but let me see. When we get down here, there's another for loop just to draw the bombs using the get sprite function. And then for the game events, we did add another for loop, and this basically sets the position of it and checks for collision. And I also added a damage timer in using our game time and delta time. That way you don't constantly take damage. That way you can only take damage every 1.5 seconds. And let's see, and then also right here in the game events, I put if the Y position goes off the screen, by 300 pixels, then it's going to respawn it at the top, so it appears to be endless bombs, but it's really the same bombs. And that's pretty much all I added in this devlog, but I'll show you guys the game here. Let's do a quick little run through. Alright. So you get 5 lives. You can see I used our UI handler, which works pretty well, added in our lives. We have time survived here at the top. Took a little bit of damage there. Lost another life. One more, I'm just going to take damage on purpose. We're out of lives. If we get hit again, that's it. And that's it. If you guys like this video, be sure to like it. Give me any suggestions on what I should add to the engine. And I'll see you guys in the next devlog. You guys take care. Later.